Good morning. My name is Robyn Fritz, and it's time for Coffee and Cosmos with Robyn. So welcome. Today I want to invite you to a healing of fear and a replacing of fear with love. I receive messages from many people who are worried about the state of the world currently. They're worried about the acts of terrorism, the threat of war, all of the things that would naturally frighten us as responsible citizens of the world. But it is not true that fear is taking over the world. It is true that the people here at Own Times Magazine, the people who are joining us throughout the world, that the majority of the people are loving, kind people, and they want love to dominate fear. And so because of the messages I received and because I work with a very powerful ancient crystal, I thought today we would spend some time resolving the fear that is within us, finding out where it resides in our bodies, and replacing that with love. So we become strong by recognizing that fear is a natural thing in our lives, and it's a choice of how we approach it. Fallon, my crystal, is a healer and a truth bringer. And as I say, an ancient power crystal, it's very true. He was only carved into a crystal ball in the early 2000s. But he's multidimensional, and the healing work and your support today will be able to help you identify where fear resides in your body and replace that with love. So yes, Jody, thank you for joining. And we're all in this together, right? And it's a wonderful time to be part of a planet. We all chose to be here in this time to grow our souls in the bodies that we've chosen. I've chosen human bodies, and many of us live with animals who have chosen animal bodies to grow their souls. Again, my name is Robyn Fritz. I'm an intuitive and spiritual consultant and a certified past life regression specialist. And I am honored to be a member of the Own Times Experts community and to share some time with you on Facebook here every week. My goal is to help you believe what is true, that you are all healers and intuitives, and that we just need to learn how to tap that ability. So when you think about it, the first and most important job of your intuitive and healing abilities is self-care. And today we're going to dig into that self-care with a meditation, actually kind of a feeling our way through where fear and love are in our bodies so that you'll be able to do this exercise on your own. So from the emails that I received from people feel helpless, and it's because we see so much in the news about the need to feel helpless, about the need to really understand people who aren't like us in their thoughts and feelings. And our job is to love them and let them go their own way. We can't change other people's opinions, but we can change those waves of fear and uncertainty and doubt that cloud our own progress forward, our own judgment, and sometimes even our joy of life. So regardless of which country you live in, where you're tuning in today, or where you tune in future, listening to this video in the archives, what do we fear? Well, fear loss of income, loss of health, which I'm very familiar with personally. We fear people hurting us. We fear war. I live on the west coast of the United States. We have a lot to think about that right now. But life is always a struggle between love and fear, and you are not naive because you have chosen love over fear. You are smart, caring, wise, and honest, and we need all of us to hold on to that feeling. People will say love is schmaltzy. I used to think that too, but I learned that it's not true. Love is the most powerful force in the universe, and each of you are powerful when you stand up and let love become the central element of your life. So we can help others by helping ourselves. And remember too that self-care, as I said before, is the most important thing. So let's purge the fear and replace it with love. So I want you to focus here on Fallon. Fallon is a Citrine Lemurian Quartz. He's a rare power crystal. I will talk about that in an upcoming webinar. But for you right now to understand that Fallon is not just a healer and a truth bringer. His multi-dimensional energy can move throughout the world instantly, and I have proof of this with working with many clients around the world. Even here on Skype or on Facebook Live or wherever it is that Fallon shows up, he will help clear you and keep you balanced. So let's try this. First, what we're going to do is simply ground into our bodies, take a deep breath, breathe in all healthy, positive energy, and as you exhale, just release what doesn't serve you. As you breathe in and exhale, feel yourself just sinking deeper into your chair. Again, I hope you're not driving, but sinking deeper into your chair or your couch or wherever you are, and just relaxing, knowing that you're safe and protected in this sacred circle that we've created to be together today. And now, just focus on the top of your head. And what we're doing here is connecting mind, body, and spirit. So I want you to breathe down, close your eyes, and I want you to breathe down from the top of your head. Just breathe down your face, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your hips, your knees, and your feet. The top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And now I want you to breathe up from your feet. Breathe up your feet, past your knees, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your head. And now what you've done is thoroughly grounded yourself. Okay, so now I want to try this again, and Fallon is very heavy. I want you to breathe down, and as you breathe down, I want you to note where in your body you feel fear. Could be anywhere in your body, in your head, in your shoulder, in your gut, in your knees. I just want you to note where you feel fear and what it looks like. What's the shape? What's the weight? Where is it? How does it make you feel? Just note it very dispassionately. Note it. So start at the top of your head and just travel down your body to where you see and recognize fear as a living presence in your body. Just observe it. The shape again, the weight. Is it a tennis ball size, a football size? Is it a tiny pinprick? And how does it make you feel when you touch it? Okay? So now let's just remove that fear. Let's just get rid of it. So again, imagine Fallon is right there with you because he is, and I'm here too. So we're a team, and you're part of the team. We're going to start at the top of your head, and we're going to this time have Fallon rapidly clear all of your chakras, your entire body, and when it gets to that fear, wherever it is in your body, it's just going to be burned away. So the top of your head, breathe down your face, your shoulders, your chest, your solar plexus, your hips, your knees, and your feet. Imagine this swirling energy just clearing out your chakras, finding that root of fear. And now we're going to clear the last element of it, moving up from your feet, just your knees, your hips, your solar plexus, your chest, where your heart is, your shoulders, your throat chakra, communication, your face, your third eye, and the top of your head, your crown chakra. Now, do you feel that the fear has left your body? Don't comment right now, but just examine your body. I want to ask your comments in a minute. But did you feel the fear lifting? Did you feel it going away? Did you feel it pop or just dissipate? Did you see a giant fire that you could fling it into? Any of these are great ways of helping your body get that fear out. And so now let's fill you back up with love. And here's where I invite you to invite Fallon in. And if you're afraid of an outside force joining in, then just imagine him coming down the outside of your body. And with each beat of your heart, imagine the gold light that is found. To me, it looks pretty clear here in the video, but he has a slight amber cast with that citrine in him. Imagine him filling you up with love, and with each beat of your heart, just feel love flooding your system. Imagine it as a gold light, if you will, or whatever color that love represents to you. Let that flood your body with each beat of your heart. Starting at the top of your head, let that light flow down your body, and let it fill up that spot where the fear was, filling it with healthy vibration, all the way down to your feet. Take a deep breath. And now let that light fill you up from the bottom, connecting you to the earth, to air, to water, to fire, to spirit, and filling love up. There's no room for fear where love is. Breathing up from your knees now, your chest. Let that gold light flood your body, all the way through your crown chakra. A lot of energy flowing. So, what are you feeling? I'm having trouble scrolling through here. Any comments on how you're feeling? Any notes? Any questions on what we just tried to do here? Filling your body up with love as opposed to fear. So it's kind of amazing, isn't it? It's just like, if this is the first time that you've experienced Fallon's energy, again, it depends on how your intuition works in large part, but Fallon is this very powerful force. A lot of people see the colors. A lot of people will hear him talk. A lot of people will feel the feelings of the energy moving through them. And others will simply know that this healing has occurred. So I hope that in the coming days and weeks, as the world continues to darken here and there with those people who are struggling with their own fear and failing to conquer it, that you remember that you are in control of how you feel and that you are love. You are here to bring love into the world, starting with your own self. So this exercise, running down your body, grounding and balancing and clearing back up, will help you resolve fear. So worried about bombs, we hear another terrorist attack, run this through and let your body fill back up with love. You're feeling love. Of course, I wasn't in fear. That's awesome, Karen. I'm glad. And I'm glad that you feel a reset, Katrina. And that's really wonderful, because if you're not feeling fear, that's great. That's what we want. But I have received so many emails from people. I felt it was important to share this healing exercise today instead of what I would do normally, which was do a few readings for people. And we may do that at the end of the half hour on my own private page, and it's in coming weeks too. But thank you. I love what you just did. And thank you for your words. Thank you, Myrna. I appreciate this. Facebook Live is a little awkward for me because it sometimes goes off and I don't know why. So I thank you all for joining me today. And Fallon is here every week. He's here for all of our appointments. And as you continue to feel the resonance of this energy, just tap into it whenever you can. And, remember that you make a difference. And I'm so glad when people tell me they don't feel fear, because that's really, you know, the set point. That's what we would like. But, and thank you, Patricia. Bernadette, I told you your husband wasn't going to get his promotion. I was right, but he was also let go. Do I have anything for you where he's concerned as in permanent employment? Bernadette, my mind is a blank right now, caught up in this energy and the message, but it does feel like he's in a static state, a stasis, and maybe it's time for him to sit back and try this exercise to let fear, because when you're without a job, you're without the money to pay your bills, and I totally get that. That's where fear comes in, and that's a good place for fear because it gets us motivated to find additional resources. It looks to me like he's going in a different direction, and it's going to be, I hear the number six weeks, maybe 6 months to find a new path. And in the meantime, take whatever you can get to pay the bills. And I don't see a permanent thing right now, but I see it being different. So let me tell you a little bit about my work and where we're going together. And also I want to tell you about some of the things that I have going on for you. I have been teaching workshops here in the Pacific Northwest. I'm based in Seattle, Washington. So for those of you in the United States, we'll be at 93% totality for the eclipse on Monday morning, provided that we don't have clouds here. But I travel up and down the Pacific Northwest giving workshops over the last number of years. And I'm in the process of converting those workshops to webinars so people all over the world can join in with us. So I do a lot of sessions on Skype for people all over the world. So if you go to the Om Times Experts platform, it's experts.omtimes.com. Robyn, Fritz, there we go. You go to that link, you will find 16 webinars up there for you. 3 I've already conducted, and I'm doing 3 in the next week. So this week, this week and next week. So this Thursday, August 17th, 4 o'clock Pacific time. Get ready for animal communication. And that is so much fun because it's tips and techniques to get you past feeling weird about talking with animals and telepathy and the very practical elements. So you'll attend that workshop free this week, Thursday at 4 p.m. We will get you started on communicating with animals, playing with your animal families, learning new ways of connecting with them. And then a week from that Wednesday at 4 o'clock is our actual animal communication webinar where you bring what you've learned by talking with your animals. We'll share as a group and you'll get my insight and my connection with each of your animals to deepen your ability to telepathically communicate with them. And the other webinar that I'm offering is a past life regression. So next Thursday at 4 p.m., experience a past life regression. There are a number of different forms of past life regression, and I use all of them. One is intuitive insight, one is a variety of shamanic modalities, and the other is soul regression hypnotherapy. So I will talk about them, the pros and cons, and then guess what? In the workshop, you will get to experience a past life regression of your own. And trust me, I'm going to make it safe. We're going to go to a skill that you need right now in this lifetime that you learned in a previous lifetime. So it'll be fun, won't be scary at all. It'll be brief, but it'll be a genuine past life experience for you. So join us with that. And excuse me for a moment, but Fallon has reminded me that I did not tell you about the crystal of the week, which is really important for you. And I want you to experience this in light of the webinar. The clearing that we just did. So whenever you're feeling doubt, uncertainty, or fear, or anything other than totally self-confident, which happens to me on a daily basis, is I make mistakes with my own kids, for example, or just like cook the wrong thing for dinner, whatever it is. Clear out the doubt and uncertainty and replace it with a confident knowledge that you're here in a body to grow, to experience, to learn. And one of the crystals that I love doing that with is, let's see if I can figure out how to, can you see that? It's like, what is that? Is that a crystal? It's actually a rock. It's actually dolerite, more formally known as Preseli Bluestone, P-R-E-S-E-L. Oh, you can really see this one really well. Preseli Bluestone, okay, so bluestones people use in their gardens, okay, as stepping stones, but this particular bluestone comes from the Preseli Hills in Wales, and it's the bluestone that the standing stones of Stonehenge are made out of. So, all right, here I'm holding in my hands the same bluestone that was used to create Stonehenge. This is an extremely powerful stone. It is available at various sites on the internet. Be very careful of what you buy. Steer you away from Chinese bluestone, Preseli Bluestone. Try to find a source in Great Britain. I work with a jeweler in Wales who made this dragon pendant for me, a bluestone, a Preseli Bluestone. This is a stone of grounding and protection, but it also facilitates powerful shifts in us. So if you can feel it, Karen, you felt the hair raise on your arms. Yes, you're an empath, right? So you know that. So that happened after the love came through. That is awesome. Thank you, and blessings to you too. So if you can get a hold of the Preseli Bluestone, or just feel it for a moment here on this video, it's very powerful. It's very powerful shifting. I work with the planet, the actual planet. So it helps ground you in dimensional work, as Fallon and I work between dimensions, which I'll explain in an upcoming webinar. But it also facilitates truth and being able to speak clearly and to see the truth, and provide strength and grounding to the work, to work for the best intentions of all. And so it's really powerful for us today in clearing out doubt and uncertainty and fear and replacing that with love. Your nephew just, oh, I'm so jealous of your nephew, Katrina, because, Michael, okay. Because Stonehenge is one of the places I've always wanted to go, and I'm going to get there one of these days. I've been to standing stones just out in the fields in Great Britain. It's awesome. So if you can feel the energy of the Preseli Bluestone, you might get a headache. You might be like, whoa, blown away by it. And it changes based on how you rotate the stone. So if you meet one in real life, experiment with it before buying it, because it may not be the exact right shape or stone for you. But it is an amazingly powerful stone. And I have quite a few of them that I use in my clearing and grounding work. Robyn. Thank you from Robyn. So let me tell you again about the webinar platform. And how's everybody feeling today? Feeling good? Katrina, I will go. I plan on going. It's one of the many things. Where is the place in Cornwall too? There's a number of places that I want to visit. I've got that planned. And actually what I'm doing next summer is not going to Great Britain at all, but leading an intuitive vision quest to Yellowstone National Park, one of my favorite places in the world. If you're an empath, it's a wonderful place to go to really understand what grounding is, because if you're an empath, you'll feel all of the earthquakes happening underneath you. But you can find all of that information at my website at robynfritz.com, ROBYNFRITZ.com. But again, I'd just like to invite you, if you have animal families, to join me on my webinar. It's free on Thursday at 4 Pacific time, Tips and Techniques for Animal Communication. Very practical. Next Wednesday is the actual bring in your experience, and we'll deepen your animal communication, your telepathic abilities, and I will dip into each of the animals with you, and all of the group will join in too. So you're going to have a very busy afternoon next week on connecting with animals. And then Thursday is my webinar on experience of past life regression. And if you've never done this before, it is awesome. I have had clients come in with issues that have bothered them their entire lives, and they're a little bit like, well, I'm not so sure I should be bothered by this that I am. And we see why. We've looked at past lives where that issue was central to their life, and they were willing to heal it and let it go, and it was awesome. Sabrina, yes, join it. I put a little, it's $50, but it's worth it to experience that past life regression and have me there helping you through that process. And that's really what my job is in the past life regression, is to hold space for you to experience whatever it is you're going to experience. But if you go to that experts page at owntimes.com, yes, all three webinars, the animal communication or the past life regression, Sabrina, you're welcome to all of them. In September, we're going to do a free webinar on tips to become your best self. And then I'm offering 2 webinars on working and healing with crystals. Yay, right? We're going to be working with all kinds of crystals in that webinar. I'll show you the really practical ways, not the crazy woo-woo ways. So nobody's going to be burying their crystals in the backyard waiting for the full moon kind of thing, which is not what I do. And not what I would recommend, because if you're like me, you'd forget where you buried them and what a waste that would be. But it's going to be great. Working and healing with crystals, crystals for grounding and healing and creativity. As I'm a writer, and I think a lot of you are writers and artists. Patricia, totally get it. How do you take, Amanda, how do you take control of being an empath? Okay, empath people, energy boundaries. That's an upcoming webinar. And actually, that's going to be a multi-part webinar because it's a workshop. It's an 8-hour workshop that I teach, so that will be coming up. And we will talk more about that. We can talk more about that next week. But right now, put a block around yourself and just say, invite your spirit guide to come in and say, I need peace and quiet, and I need not to feel other people's feelings right now. And just say, I'm not available. You are a sovereign being. You are in control of yourself and of your life. And you can say, I am not available. Try that, you empaths, and let me know how that works. And in October, I'm going to give a free webinar on claiming our home and what really happened in ancient Lemurian Atlantis and what it means for us today, which I know from working with Fallon. It was one of our early conversations, getting back together again. And animals, the afterlife, and reincarnation, and how to clear ourselves and our spaces. So you empaths, in October, we'll be doing a Clearing Yourself and Clearing Your Spaces webinar, which is really cool. There'll be a lot of tips for you empaths in that. In November, I'm going to be doing a webinar called The Multiverse is Real. It'll be a lot of fun because one of the things I do is talk with beings from other dimensions, and like we call them like Bigfoot, which is the reason why nobody ever sees them, because they don't like that. Dragons, aliens, what's real out there? What's really real? What is the multiverse? I've actually been there, and it's not something I would recommend, but we'll talk about that because the world is more mysterious than we know. It's more fascinating. There's more going on than we realize, and we should really know what it's all about. And we're also going to jump right into real practical stuff in November on using intuition in business. And in December, we're going to talk about the mindset of planetary connection, which is the mindset that we are equals with all life instead of in charge of it. And then we're going to explore our intuitive partners. So if you go to experts.owntimes.com/Robyn Fritz, you'll find all my webinars. So there you go, 16 of them up right now. And I'm open to requests for other webinars. The energy, Tina, you woke up and stumbled on this. Great. So where did you wake up from? Where are you at in the world? And so thank you all for joining me today. And I want to ground you again back into your bodies with an energy healing technique with the goddess. So if you want to review this webinar, and when I save the webinar, put it back up, I'm going to put links on there. Right now, if you'd like to join me at my business page, The Practical Intuitive, Robyn M. Fritz, I'll go there quickly and see if any of you want to join me quickly for a quick conversation on other things that you would like to talk about in upcoming Facebook Lives. But we're done here for the day. So energy healing with the goddess. Cross your hands, hands on your heart. Breathe into your heart. This is universal energy, the ancient DNA of the universe. Breathe into your palms and hold them out to the world. Let that energy go where it will. It's sentient. It knows what it's doing. Cross your hands, back on your heart. Breathe into your hands. Breathe into your palms of your hands and back on your heart. That should ground you back into your body. Let me know how you're feeling. You can always contact me at this page, my business page. I can get that to go up. And if you'd like to go over there right now, we can join and have a brief conversation, anyone who's up for it. And thank you for joining me. Thank Om Times. If you enjoyed this today, I'd appreciate it if you like my business page. You're welcome to send me a friend request. And tune in to my radio show every Monday at omtimes.com, the practical, intuitive, mind, body, spirit for the real world. Blessings to you. Huge goosebumps, Patricia. I hope those are good ones. Blessings to all of you. Join me over on my business page right now if you'd like. And thank you for being here today.